Hello everyone, welcome to yet another session at Vidyanan Online. Now in this session we are going to study about electric current. So in the last session we studied about what are electric charges. Now we are going to study about how the movement of charges makes electric current. So first of all the question is, what is current? So current is actually the movement of charged particle in same direction. For example, yes, we all have made paper boats when we were young, right? And we used to make it flow in the water. So what do you think, how it happened? How this paper boat used to move in a single direction? So it is actually the movement of water molecules that makes water current. So our boat used to flow along with the direction of the movement of water molecules. Next, yes, we also have made paper planes and make them fly in air. So how do you think this happened? Again, flow of air particles form air current and a paper plane used to fly in the direction of air current. On the same ground, what can we say about electric current? So we have studied that movement of water molecules makes water current, movement of air particles make air current, and the movement of charged particles in one direction makes electric current. Yes. Now in the last session we studied that charged particles can be positive or negative. But here we are considering the movement of electrons in a single direction because the protons that are locked inside the nucleus don't move around. Let me explain you this concept in detail. So an atom consists of nucleus and electrons revolving around it. Nucleus consists of protons and neutrons. So protons are positively charged and neutrons have no charge. Now these electrons are actually revolving in their electron shell. So if we consider here that the electron in the outermost shell is actually called the valence electron, and these electrons are free electrons. I will tell you why. This is because on providing a little amount of energy, they get detached from the atoms and become free. So the valence electrons are also called free electrons. Now look at this. These free electrons move in random direction and thus zero net charge flows, and therefore it will be producing zero current. So these electrons are moving in random direction, and that is why no current will be produced. So now the question is, in order to produce current, what should we do? For this, we need to make use of external source of battery. See here, on applying the external source of battery, the electrons start moving in a single direction. So for current to flow, potential difference is required so that the electrons start moving from higher potential to lower potential. Now, a very important thing. Do you know that in electric current, the electric energy transfers through the conductor at the speed of light, whereas electrons themselves move much slower. You'll be surprised to know that electron actually drifts from its position. It does not move from negative terminal to all the way to positive terminal. It just drifts from its original position. I will tell you this with the help of an example. We can visualize a current carrying wire like a tube filled with marbles. So these marbles are representing the electrons, whereas this tube is representing the wire. So if you put marble to one end of the tube, it pushes the next marble with some energy. The energy is then transferred to that next marble, and thus the energy is transferred from one marble to another marble, and it goes on and on. Thus the motion and energy transferred was done at the same time, and each electron only moved a tiny distance. So here if you see, we have this internal structure of the circuit. So you have this wire here, and in this wire you have electrons which are blue in color. Then we have a source of battery having negative and positive terminal. Then we have the switch. So right now the switch is off. So you can see here, since the switch is off, the circuit gets open and the chandelier doesn't glow. However, if we switch on the circuit, then we see that the electrons are drifting from its position and the chandelier glows. So what do you think has happened? So the negative terminal of the cell repels the electron in the conductor near it. So these electrons being negatively charged gets drifted away from the negative terminal of the battery, and they in turn repels the neighboring electron, or you can rather say that they transfer the energy to the neighboring electrons, and now the neighboring electron is also pushed away. They also get repelled. In this way the process goes on, and thus the energy flows throughout the circuit, and this electrical energy flows nearly with the speed of light. However, these electrons drifts very slowly. Now let me explain you the reason behind it. Actually, a conductor is made up of a solid substance, right? In the conductor we have electrons, and these electrons are very tightly packed to each other because it is a solid. So here if you see, the density of electrons per unit volume is very high. Therefore, these electrons do not actually move. They actually drift from its rest position. It is actually the electrical energy that flows through the circuit with the help of electrons. And thus, we have two definitions of electric current. Number one, the flow of electrons in one direction, or the flow of electrical energy through the circuit. I would rather say that the second definition is the most appropriate, because it is a flow of electrical energy through the circuit because of which electric current is produced. So if we have to explain electrical current mathematically, how can we do? For this, let us consider this area. So the amount of charge flowing in this area per unit time will give you the amount of current flowing through the circuit. So I is equal to Q net upon T, where Q is the total amount of charge flowing per unit time. Okay, so we know that Q net is equal to N into E, where N is number of electrons and E is charge on one electron, and the time has to be in second. So I is equal to Ne upon T. Now if we have to find out the unit of charge, it would be I is equal to, what is the unit of charge? It is Coulomb. So Coulomb upon second. So if you have to produce the current of 1 ampere, it means 1 coulomb of charge should flow in 1 second. Now the question arises, why we say the unit of current as amperes? The unit of current is named after French scientist Andre Marie Ampères. Now let us discuss about direction of flow of electric current. So the direction of conventional current is taken from positive to negative, whereas we know that the flow of electron is from negative terminal to positive terminal. Now the question arises, why it happens? This is because it was assumed that like flow of water is from high potential to low potential, then the flow of air is from high pressure to low pressure, and the flow of heat is from high temperature to lower temperature. In the same way, positive terminal was considered as higher potential and negative terminal was considered as lower potential, and it was assumed that the current will flow from positive to negative terminal. And while the direction of electric current was discovered, the people were not knowing about what is electron. Electrons were found much later, and the charge on electron was also discovered much later. So since we have understood the major important formula of electric current, let us try to solve this question. So the question is, how many electrons, so number of electrons is question mark, should pass through a conductor in 1 second. So time is 1 second, so as to constitute a current of 1 ampere. So I is equal to 1 ampere. Okay, so we have understood that the formula of current is total amount of charge flowing through the conductor per unit time. Okay, so I will be equal to Ne upon T. So I is 1 here, N we have to calculate, and charge on one electron is minus 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. So here I am writing 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 upon T. T will be 1 second here. Okay, I am not considering negative sign here, which denotes the direction of the current. So 1 is equal to N 1.6 10 to the power minus 19, or I can say 1 upon 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 is equal to n. So 1 upon 1.6 is 0.625 into 10 to the power plus 19. So which comes out to be 6.25 into 10 to the power 18 number of electrons. So these many electrons will constitute 1 ampere of current. I am pretty much sure that you must have understood the concept of electric current very well. I am going to meet you in the next session in which we are going to talk about potential difference. Till then, keep learning and keep exploring. Bye bye and take care of yourself.